like the computer voice, like the
It's nothing quite like the real thing, though, Logan.
I like to have a sensuous operator and their raspy cigarette voice saying, all sorts of things to me. So sex, speaking of raspy voices. It's not really a Let's talk about the future of sex, aka teledildonics. For those of you who don't know what teledildonics are,
I don't know what teledildonics are.
Oh, you'll love this, Brandon.
Teledildonics is basically remote control sex. So the idea is that like you have basically USB or whatever in the future people have, Bluetooth or whatever, connected dildos and whatever the opposite of that is. And
inverse dildos.
Inverted dildos. And then via the internet, the power of the internet, you can have relations with whoever you may want via these two devices. Does that make sense?
Wait, so
like you're
thrust into something, and then it does the opposite. It does that thing.
Travels via ones and zeros across America,
or
your desired.
What are you getting on the man's side, though? Is that actually adjusting based on?
Yeah, everything is like it's.
So both devices both act and sense what
they sense and they give sensation. There you go, and that is teledildonics. One of my favorite words. It should be noted.
Japan came up with this, right?
I'm pretty sure a lonely man in his basement. He might have lived in Japan.
It's a cool idea. I mean, but
in Japan,
it's kind of weird.
You got vid chat at the same time usually.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you probably.
I imagine you'd vid chat.
Would you ever do it?
Would ever do it?
I'm gonna go ahead and say no on this one. Probably not.
You're a liar.
Teledildonics.
If somebody was like, I'd like it's all clean.
I feel like it's weirder as a guy than as a girl.
To like stick because it's
to
basically
bone your computer.
To bone your computer, more or less.
Well, it's not your computer; it's some device. I didn't see a picture of what does this thing
it's
look
more or less.
like.
It probably looks like it probably looks like one of the portal turrets, but with like a slit in it. I assume. Right? Like it's probably like a tripod with a big
mount
Mac,
your screen there for
Mac,
the video
like
monitor.
iMac case with like this weird like gash in it. And you go to town on it. I assume that's how that works, right?
You have to have video now. If your video chat,
you're the most well versed of all of us on this, but
it's just because I read a lot of Wired.
This is a huge, big topic over at Wired.
Oh yeah, I'd say once a year they talk about this shit.
This is the whole special, the fold out,
the teledildonic fold out. Yeah, absolutely. Teledildonics 2011 just came out.
Oh, the TV2K1 episode.
I feel like that's tough to pull off. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, I think it's super expensive. I imagine.
Oh, for now.
Does it exist? Does the technology does it exist?
The last article I read about it was probably Wired, and like it was one like I guarantee it was like an adult expo or something that they were at. And I think like it was the female side of things as far as the receptor was, and like somebody tried and they're like it simulated everything like it was more or less like the holodeck for your dick.
Holodeck.
Now obviously based on if you put your dick in this thing and it's not going to adjust its size or shape
pitch,
based on what it actually is.
And
what is it like? What is
it's
that
actually a gyroscope with a hole in it. It's got 360-degree freedom of rotation. God help you.
God help you if you take advantage of that.
Do a barrel roll.
No. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
What is it? Do you know what it does for adjusting for size or whatever?
I assume it's just like 1,000 pistons. All
probably
like
at least 1,000.
You remember those? You remember those things that you stick your hand on that like makes the imprint of your hand?
It's like the pins.
Yeah. But like a rubber
dick.
sheath around it. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of like the thing that like they do in Frighteners that like presses out of the wall.
Oh man.
Yeah. But
it's like Han Solo and Carbonite, but for your dick.
See, there's all sorts of potential for like things that can go wrong with this that probably never would. But like
but it's definitely like like exoskeletons for people. Like what the number one problem with exoskeletons are?
Breaking the human being.
Them breaking the human, because like because all it's doing is sensing your muscle movements and exaggerating them. But if at any point it was like what'd you say, man? And like try to move
bring your arm backwards.
All right, I could totally just kill you. Which I guess was a joke in Iron Man 2, right? Like there's a knockoff Iron Man's, if you recall. And one of them just like does a full 360 twist at the waist and kills the man inside. It was like a throwaway joke. But that's like the number one problem with exoskeletons. aside from power,
is not being able to limit the range of motion on them. Now here's what I like about the idea of teledildonics is you remember when you play like Quake, right? And sometimes you hit a lag spike.
Where are you going with this?
Hold on, you hit a lag spike and just like everything freezes.
Yeah.
But then
are you saying the best part of your favorite sensation is when a chick freezes?
No, but I'm saying that. I'm saying this is what will happen. I'm saying this will happen.
When the leg spike ends,
it stops because but when it ends, it's like taking a hose and holding it, putting a kink in it, and then letting go. So all of a sudden you've buffered up 10 seconds
of pleasure,
of your,
and then it goes to catch up, and this goes
that's being unleashed like lightning, in the course of 3 milliseconds.
That's gonna be my favorite part of teledildonics.
No, I'm just saying that just that idea.
I just think things are wrong. I was thinking this member is inside and it suddenly glitches out and decides to be
Crush
a much
down.
larger member, you know, and something goes like
no, it's definitely like
there's a whole lot of
things that can go wrong. That's what I'm saying.
It definitely like it's probably like having relations with a what are the people who have seizures all the time?
Epileptics.
Like an epileptic.
Or what about it's a guy?
An epileptic robot.
You're sticking your dick into something that literally is like motor controlled and like
I don't trust that.
Any time.
I don't trust that.
It's like we stick
What
it
if there's a power surge? What if a lightning strike hits the power plant and all of a sudden it sends the
clamp
all
shut.
ones?
Just in general, sticking anything into like a hole and then you're like, what's in there? They're like, I don't know, man.
Especially a hole that already is demonstrating that it has like
crushing
strong pistons
powers
that are going in and out. Like,
what a grip it has!
What a grip! Yeah.
What a grip!
I don't know. It just seems
it's dangerous.
Seems like a bad idea.
Do you think it'll never catch on? Do you think like teledildonics is one of those? It's kind of like video. It's kind of like video phones where it's like
kind of like everyone wants to do it, and I was like, this would be so cool, but I don't think so.
The problem. No, I think it'll come out, and I think the problem is it's just gonna be so expensive and take so long to like.
I think it'll. I mean, like all things, it goes down to cost. I really do think video phones may be an appropriate comparison, where like it comes out and everybody like has all these like things where like, oh my god, why the fuck did we want a video phone? Like, I like the fact that nobody sees me. Yeah. And you give it like 10 more years, and then like people slowly start using them, and now we have FaceTime and stuff, and we do definitely video chat. And Skype and stuff, and all it took was that 10 years of people like getting used to it, and like so like
I want to see the scene in 2000, like it's like the 2001 scene where it's like they're doing a video chat. You remember that? From space down to Earth.
With the teledildonic equivalent.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's already out there somewhere.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I think the only way teledildonics will catch on is if it's an added feature to something else, just like video chat. Like nobody's gonna get just a teledildonic device, but if it's like, hey, by the way, your toaster,
high five your friends and also have sex with them.
I'm just saying, like if it's like, hey, your toaster, also a dildo, like. Sooner or later,
well, no. Where it would have to start, where it would have to be accepted,
tell anybody.
Is like in the military for guys who have their wives back home.
Oh, that would have to be
like. So you're saying DARPA needs to fund the teledildonic?
Yeah, it would have to be like, all right. Monday at 7's your time. The lady has to go in and all the other things, and then she gets her time with the machine, and then the guy gets his time.
Oh god!
Right?
Hold on, the tech's still cleaning it up from last session.
Could this be the next great space race?
It's not the next great space race, but it's definitely the military will be the first thing to have
race of 2015 between America and China. Who's going to build the biggest and the best and the greatest?
It's not the biggest. It's not the challenge here.
It's not the biggest. Doesn't matter about the biggest. Size doesn't matter.
How you use it. Right. All right. So
what a load of crap.
Well, here's the question: are there going to be like teledildonics like chat rooms? Right. It's like, hey, you want to get it on?
You know, honestly, I think much more realistic is. And somebody already did this, I think, is it's sort of like where they do the additional track on like a video.
Oh, like a porn thing.
Yeah, porn thing where it's like you just like it just works, does the work for you. Which, you know, sort of like those.
Well, I didn't even think of it as a porn thing. So you could like get the
special edition.
Well, yeah. I mean, all it is an embedded metadata thing, like an XML.
Now, here's a question there. Do you think
that's pretty crazy?
Now, do you think that metadata is generated by somebody typing in, like, okay, we have a 45-degree thrust at
I
really think or are they going to line the vaginal lining with various sensors and accelerometers?
I think they'll do that. They'll do that first, and they'll realize it's not that awesome, and then you'll get something like a saucier for thrusting, like someone's gonna be like being a perfume maker.
No, they video the girl like on this device, and the guy watches it with his device. So you wouldn't be like watching her with another guy; you'd be watching her with this device. So it'll like be that.
I think it'll be like the guy. I think it'll be like when Fast and the Furious came out, and you could get in the seats and they'd wiggle around. I'm pretty sure this already came out once. Like, and it's like I think it's gonna have it needs authorial control so you can have pianissimo moments and fortissimo moments and
right, dynamics. Really.
Dynamics.
The true maestros who will program these.
I bet I could do pretty good on this.
You've always wanted to direct a porn, is that correct?
No.
What?
My mom listens to these now.
Oh, right.
That's after the whole Telltale Dogs discussion.
Yeah, your mom's gonna be like, "Well, what's Logan talking about? What's my son talking about today? Oh, computers that you can stick your dick into. Oh,
Wait.
he wanted to direct
So
some
you
porn.
want to direct a porn right here?
Wait, so it took until week 14 before Logan. Well, it's not actually week, but episode 14 before Logan realized that this is being going out to the public space, and he might not want to say anything. That's the funniest thing
There's
here.
been a lot of times when Logan comes up to me afterwards like, "Hey, could you just cut that?"
Yeah,
one part out?
there's definitely some things that have been cut out of this podcast before. So we're gonna
Were they actually cut out, Freddie?
In one case, yes, because it was
a bit
And in
much.
every other case, no.
No, but that one was a bit much.
in every other case, I was like, "Yeah, okay," and then I just don't.
But no, seriously, just bleep out that line.
No.
Please. Yeah. Well, this whole, I mean, the mom listening thing's cute, but bleep out what you just said with that. I believe you. Just
No.
cut that out. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Fuck you. My mom listens to these.
She's not gonna mind if you want. Like, who cares?
Yeah, whatever.
Of all the
cares?
things to care about, that's an odd thing to pick.
Of all the other things you said, Logan.
Yeah, exactly. The myriad of options to choose from. It's
Anyway.
a cornucopia of sin and vice with
whatever.
you. I don't know. I think